Hi everyone, it's Deb from Deb's RV Services and welcome to today's video. I am a certified RV inspector and a registered technician, and today's video is going to be about portable generators. I'm going to give you 5 ways that you can use the generator, and I'm also going to just let you know that of what I've been using along the way. I'm not sponsored by any of the companies at this point in my YouTube journey, but I'm going to refer to what I use and what some other people use. And I'm just going to give you some really good tips for using these generators. They're really great if you prefer to boondock. RV parks are great, but sometimes we just really want to get off grid. And I love to be off grid. And I found that getting a portable generator was a way that I could stay off grid and not use up my battery bank in my RV. So the first method of using a portable generator is for your Starlink. I purchased Starlink a few months ago because I was just really struggling with getting internet service, and I like to boondock and I like to be away from the cities. So in those areas, it didn't matter what type of service I had, whether I had AT&T, Verizon, or T-Mobile, I just couldn't get the service that I needed. So I purchased Starlink. Well, I have a smaller system. I do have solar. I have, I think, oh my gosh, 400 watts of solar. I have 400 watts of solar on my roof, and I have 2 AGM batteries. So it's really just like one 12-volt because it's 6-volt batteries. And I have a 2000 watt inverter. So I have a small system. And when I hooked up the Starlink, I was using up all of my battery. It was really just, it was crazy. I had to start my generator and power up my battery because it really uses a lot of power to keep that Starlink active. So my solution, I went and bought a 1000 watt Jackery, and it has been wonderful. What I do is I connect the Starlink directly to that, and then I have solar panels that came with it. I got it on one of those specials they had, the Amazon Prime Day specials. So I was able to get a discount, and it came with the solar panels. So all I do is when I'm out boondocking, I can hook up my solar panels, I can charge up that Jackery, and then I put it back inside my motorhome, and I can plug in my Starlink, and I'm good to go. If I am on shore power, I can plug the Starlink directly into my outlet, but when I'm off grid, this 1000 watt was plenty battery for me. I use about 50% of it. I don't have Starlink running constantly. What I do is I might power it up in the morning and I use it for working and doing different things. And then I turn it off. And if I need to charge up my battery, then I bring it outside and I hook up my solar panels and I get it all charged up, and then I can bring it back in. It depends on where you are, because sometimes I'll get enough like T-Mobile or Verizon, so I still have a little bit of a signal. But if I don't, I have to have a time period that I'm working on charging up this Jackery, because it does take some time to charge it up. I can charge it up really quick on my generator, so I'll run the generator for maybe an hour and I can charge that right back up in-house. So there's lots of different ways that you can charge up your battery depending on what you get, but you definitely are going to need, if you're using Starlink and you have a 1000 watt Jackery battery or Bluetti or whatever, you are going to use up a lot of that during the day and the evening. So I do have to charge it daily. Something else that I want to mention is being mindful of the weight of these batteries that I'm talking about. My 1000 watt battery is heavy, but it's not too heavy for me. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a link on what the weight is. I don't know. I'll have to look up the specs and tell you the weight, but the bigger the battery, the heavier it is. So I thought about getting the 1500, and I decided to get the 1000 watt. It's plenty for me for what I want to do. There are lots of different sizes of batteries. You just have to think about the weight. You are going to have to pick this thing up, and you're going to have to carry it outside, and you're going to have to charge it up and then bring it back in. But that is only if you're using it for the same reason that I'm using it and you have the same setup as me. It depends on what you've got going on. If you have a van, you might have it just inside of your van permanently, and you could get a whole house system, and I'll talk about that later. So you won't have to worry about picking it up and carrying it outside and bringing it back in. So there's all different, it just depends on what you've got going on and how you are going to use these batteries. Okay, so let's get on to the next tip. The second way that you can use a portable generator is a swamp cooler. So during my camping that I'm doing right now, I'm at an event and I met a couple ladies that were in a van, and it was a mother-daughter. They're using a swamp cooler to keep themselves cool because they don't have an air conditioner, and the temperatures are up into the 90s here where I'm at. And so I have to run my generator and I use my air conditioner. So that's how I'm keeping cool. But she doesn't have that. And people that maybe don't have generators, or they just have a van. She has a home built van, so it's not an RV. So she uses a swamp cooler. She hooks it up to a 500 watt Jackery, and she's able to keep this on all night, running all night. You have to roll down the window a little bit to have fresh air coming in. And then you have to fill up the back of the tank of the swamp cooler. And then she just plugs that in and then she keeps cool. She says the temperatures are just fine for her. And the 500 watt Jackery isn't really heavy. So that's portable. It's easy. You can charge it during the day and then you can use it again every night. So that was the second tip. A third method that you could use the power generator is for your household items and things like fans. So what I use mine for at night, I run USB fans and I have AC powered fans. I run those at night and I shut down my inverter because I want to save my battery bank in my RV. And I will use my portable battery for those items, and I charge my phones. So I have a 1,000 watt. I also have a smaller one, and I'll talk about that next. But I have 1,000 watts, so I can run everything off of that. And you can get a bigger, like a 1,500 watt, and probably run more higher powered items. Like you can hit coffee grinders, and if you want to use things like curling irons, hair dryers and stuff, and then you get into air fryers, you definitely want to be a 1,500 watt or bigger because they're higher wattage items. You want to always check and see how many watts the device is first, and then see if you can actually use it on your battery system. But if you're gonna use a lot of those items and you don't have your own system, you don't have an inverter on board, and you don't have any of those things, you're just running off your single battery and you have a travel trailer or whatever, you might want to get a bigger system to run those things if you're boondocking. But I love being able to run my fans at night and run everything at night because I'm not getting the solar in to charge my batteries in my RV. So I utilize my Jackery, my 1,000 watt Jackery, for those other items. Now the fourth method is to just using a smaller little battery bank for things like cell phones and tablets and different things like that. When I originally got my first power generator, I got a 240 watt Jackery, and that thing has lasted me several years. I've been using it for a while now, and I just used it to power up my cell phones. And I had it before I even had my inverter, and I could just power little tiny things. I couldn't really use it for anything else because it's such a small little bank, but it's perfect for if you even want to go outside and you're at a picnic area and you want to take it with you. It's really lightweight. You can charge things like your phone. You can even run a little USB fan on it. I actually run my USB fan on that a lot just because of the placement of where my fan is. The cord doesn't always reach. It doesn't reach my 1,000 watt. So I actually set my tiny one on top of my bigger one and I plug it into that. Anyway, you can figure out whatever works for you, but that 240 watt is perfect for little USB fans and all of the cell phones and tablets and things like that. The last method, number 5, is running your whole house. So you can get these ginormous systems. You can get a big 3,000 watt, you can even get 4,000 watt system, and you can plug in your 30 amp directly to this battery bank. It can power up your entire RV. So if you don't have a generator, if you don't have a inverter and solar and all that, this could be an answer for you. But you are going to have to remember that it is going to be heavy. So you're going to have to have it placed in like a side cargo area or somewhere where you can plug your RV directly into it, and you can run all the systems. Now, this is really pertaining more towards something that's 30 amp. People that have diesel pushers and 50 amp RVs, it's different. This is not going to power your whole RV. Your system's too big. And you're going to have to go with probably getting the lithium batteries, the solar system, and a big enough inverter. I would just go with that method if you have that kind of an RV. But if you have a 30 amp RV, if you have a travel trailer, if you have a Class C motorhome, if you have a van, these batteries can run your whole house. So you could get something like that. It is expensive to get a solar system with an inverter and all the lithium batteries. And when you pay to have that set up in your RV, it is going to cost you a lot of money. You are going to spend less by getting one of these battery banks. You may not keep your RV for a while. So say you have an RV that you don't plan on staying in for life, which most of us like to change out our RVs every couple of years. So you can take your portable battery banks with you. If you put all that time and money into getting your solar inverter lithium system, you're probably going to want to be in that RV for a while because you paid a lot of money for that. So I really want you to think about what your needs are, what you have, what you want to use it for. I found in my system that what I have works great for me for now. I love to go to areas like the desert and where there's beautiful mountains in Colorado and Utah and Arizona. And there's so many places I haven't ventured to yet that I love being able to be out in nature. This to me has been the answer. It is wonderful. I have no issues with it. I just have to make sure that I can charge up these batteries, and then I have a full system. I enjoy watching shows at night on Netflix or YouTube videos. I love YouTube. I am a YouTuber. I love YouTube. I watch videos all the time and from other people and different things. I like to be able to power my TV at night. I have to upload videos. I have a big computer. I have all these things I want to use. This is my house. This is where I live. So I want all those amenities with me. So you've got to decide what you want for you. But I hope that this could give you a little bit of an idea on different ways that you can use these power generators. And I'm going to link below the different Jackeries that I have. Again, just you decide what you want to get. If there's a sale on something, go for it. But I'm just going to link what I have, and then you can decide. And if you want to purchase any of those items and you use my link, perfect. That's great. That helps me out a little bit. But honestly, I haven't even been paid out once from Amazon because you have to make enough money on it, and it's such a little amount that it doesn't add up. It hasn't added up to over $100 yet, so it's whatever. I don't even care. So anyway, hope this helped. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them. And I appreciate you being here, and I will see you on the next video.